Welcome to another episode of my Georgia Bulldogs Dynasty. This week we'll be taking things out to Los Angeles as we are going to be playing in the Rose Bowl, taking on the UCLA Bruins, who unfortunately are at 0-2. But I think it's an interesting matchup. So this is a matchup that in real life, the series did get canceled, but we'll keep it going. Here for this one. We're coming off of, a big win against Oklahoma State in Week 1 and a less than stellar performance here against Charlotte, to say the least. Now 0-3 Charlotte team. Um, we did get, you know, a good day from Gunnar Stockton for sure. Did throw an interception, but otherwise was excellent. Just didn't have the ball a whole lot. Charlotte was really good on third down. Had a couple of really big scrambles, but had some big offensive days, but nobody had a bigger day in this entire game than Anthony Evans did. You see a 4-catch, 147-yard, 2-touchdown performance. Had a really nice long touchdown on a screen pass that he just made people miss, just made plays. He did start the game off with a kick return touchdown as well. So Evans was definitely the star of the game. And as we've gotten through 2 games in the season, we are currently placing 3 people up for the Heisman, and none of them are defenders. I did not have a single point in time last year where I had any offensive players up for the Heisman. Obviously, it's extremely early in the season, but I think it kind of shed light into how potent this offense can be if things are working and clicking the way they're supposed to. But yeah, let's take a look at the Bruins. Obviously, coming off an 0-2 start is not the best as far as making this a big monumental matchup. But they've lost to 2 good teams. So they started off the season in conference play with 2 games here, losing by 8 to Ohio State, who's currently ranked 6th, and losing by 2 points at home to a 2-1 Washington team. So it's not like UCLA has lost to, an FCS team or something like that. I mean, these are 2 high quality losses. And it's a talented team. So we'll take a look at their roster and we'll get things underway here. Definitely excited to see how Stockton plays on the road. Uh, should be a pretty decent test for maybe what we see at times in the in conference play whenever we start going on the road. Yeah, let's take a look at UCLA. So on the hoof, obviously, it's a fairly significant drop down in overall talent. They're pretty similar to Oklahoma State, and things start off with Justin Martin here at quarterback from Inglewood, California. The junior, it's off to a pretty good start this year. 9 touchdowns against 2 picks through their 2 games. So obviously you're not loving the interceptions, but 70% completion percentage, throwing a bunch of scores, and also has a score on the ground. So an electric player, I think definitely has the tools capable of beating us. Decent enough athlete with a really good arm. I mean, good throw on the run, good throw pressure. Like, this guy's a problem. This is a guy that can make plays and put points up on the board, especially if we don't play better than we did against Charlotte. At running back, they have T.J. Harden, Troy Ligber, and Isaiah Carlson. I think Harden was likely their starting running back last year, and he came just short of 1,000 yards, did get 16 touchdowns on the ground while adding another 300 yards through the air. So definitely a focal point there for their offense. Very good player. Wide receiver, things start off with Braden Pagan, Xavier Staples, Kyler Gilmore, Grant Gray, and Quasi Gilmer is their top 5. So no real standouts, but they got good speed here in Pagan, and Gilmore, with like a really good, big receiver in Staples. Gray's got good size as well, as does Gilmer. So they kind of give you different looks with what they do at wide receiver. Tight end, they have Maliki Matavaya, Jack Peterson, and Sam Suma on their tight ends. So 2 really good tight ends. I mean, Matavoa here is their Matavao. Sorry, I'm trying to get that name right. Is their best skill position player outside of Harden at running back. Moving to the offensive line, I mean, two really strong left tackles here. Somerville may be starting at right tackle. We have Charles Knighton, though. Looks like he is the starter here at left tackle. Really good player. Noah Pulule, Puliali. Really good guard. Big drop off at center. I doubt this guy is starting with some of this other depth they've got, but Tyler Grubb is listed there. Caleb Walker and Braden Houston at right guard. And they got Dre Mullings and Garrett DiGiorgio, the right tackle. So two good guys there. I would imagine that center is not their actual starter, but as we move over to the defensive side, we have at left end Collins Achiampong, with Ezekiel Thornhill behind him. At right end, you have Jake Busick and Antonio Simpson Warren and Evan Ledbetter. So really good group of right ends and a lot of youth there. Should come away with a couple of really nice players. Defensive tackle, just two guys here. They got Keanu Williams and AJ Fui Maano. Here at left outside linebacker, they have Larry Edwards and Jordan Prozinski. Middle linebacker, they have Ty Lee, Solomon Malafu, and Robert Tiffin is probably their likely three guys that will play there. Right outside linebacker, they got Jalen Woods, Todd Stanley Ellis, Tano Latuli is their main three. And at cornerback, got a good corner here in Jalen Davies, good size, good speed. Same here for Jaden Marshall, the number 2, 6'1" with 94 speed. A lot of speed here from Kanye Clark, 97 speed and good size. So, I mean, they've got speed on the outside. We're interested to see how Gunner really works against that and how we can maybe utilize Anthony Evans in other ways. Because it's going to be a lot tougher to just throw the ball down the field on these guys. Their fourth corner, Jameer Benjamin, little on the smaller side, but got good athleticism, and got Steve Montañez here as their number 5, but a little bit farther down, probably not going to play a whole lot. Free safety, they got R.J. Jones, pretty solid player. Croy Stewart here is an excellent athlete, but not a great coverage guy. So more of a, I mean, it says tendency hybrid, kind of more of an in-between, good pursuit angles, but he's definitely his biggest strength is his athleticism. And we got Christian Dunbar Hawkins behind him. Strong safety, we got Clint Stevens and Donovan Pellet and DJ Justice. So a lot of these safeties will probably end up playing along the corner group at some point, especially if they get to the 5th guy there. They have Mateen Bagani at kicker, really good player there. They got Jace Berry at punter. So, yeah, they're off to an 0-2 start, but it's been against two good teams. They've got a really rough start to this schedule as they now get to take on us. But it's number 1 Georgia heading to UCLA after this game. I'll do a quick, obviously we always do the top 25 scores, but I will do like a top 25 rundown. And we'll as usual, we'll take a look at kind of the season stats and where they stand. But really big road game here. I don't think UCLA really has other uniforms. Do have a current throwback. No. Yeah. Essentially just have a current home, which is cool. I mean, I love those uniforms. I think that one of the best looking matchups, and that's why EA always uses it, is that USC versus UCLA. Just that red, the red and yellow versus the blue and gold is just very aesthetically pleasing as we get a night game out in the Rose Bowl as UCLA comes out in the Jordan uniforms, looking to get their first win of the season. Georgia looking to remain undefeated and at the top of the standings. Very, very excited for this one. Let's see how Georgia starts off. Looks like they will start off with the ball. Obviously in the last game, Anthony Evans took the opening kickoff back. Nitro Tuggle's going to take it for a touchback. And Georgia in the rain here. Going up against a good secondary with the weather. I think you can maybe expect a lot of running the football here. Yeah, pretty good rain. 12th toughest place to play. Gunnar Stockton, first play of the game, goes to ETN. Really good cut. Tries to spin around the safety, but he is brought down. But a gain of 13 on the first play for the Dogs. ETN just 6 carries last week, but 117 yards on the ground. Stockton, it's a play action look. He's going to dump this off to Lucky. Lucky able to take that for a gain of 8. Now Georgia comes out in the shotgun, but keep that same bunch look. Roderick Robinson in the backfield. It's a 2nd and 2. Roderick able to lean forward, gets a gain of about 4 there and a first down. Again, firmly expecting this to be a heavy dose of running for Georgia. I'm hitting all the wrong buttons. Sorry, guys. Now a 3 wide receiver set for the first time on 1st and 10. The third running back already in the game is Branson Robinson. Takes the carry, gets really good blocking up front, takes that for a gain of 7. I can promise you if they're not going to stop the run, Georgia is going to run the ball down their throats the entire game. Gunnar Stockton takes the snap. He's going to dump this over to London Humphreys. London gets down the sideline, a huge game inside the 25 here for UCLA. Now, Gunnar does not have the mental abilities that Carson Beck did last year. So these road games are going to be even more important for Georgia to just be able to come out and run the football. And we are now going to see the 4th running back on this opening drive as the 5-star superstar, Tavares Tobias, is going to get the carry. He's going to get wrapped up for just a gain of 1 there. UCLA, nice job of plugging the hole. Now a 3 wide receiver set to the left. ETN in the backfield, 2nd and 9. They send Anthony Evans in motion. Stockton takes it. He's going to dump that out to Evans. It's a decent block from London Humphreys, but it's a short gain. 3rd and 5. Stockton calls an audible. It's going to be a run to ETN. ETN trying to find a bigger space to run through there. Georgia going to be forced to punt. Woodring for the field goal attempt. It's up and it is good. Georgia up 3-0 here on their first drive. Stalled out there at the end. UCLA made a good play on the first down. Stuff of Tobias. But Georgia gets on the board with their first drive. Woodring boots it away. This one going to be returned by Alexander, who takes it for a touchback. As we see TJ Harden come out, really, really good football player. See if Georgia can slow him down. Had a really tough day last week against Charlotte defensively, looking to get off to a better start, and that's a solid one. Jordan Hall and Bowles bring down Harden on that play. Now it's an empty set look here for the Bruins. It's a quick dump off to the tight end. It's brought down by a couple of Bulldog defenders. That's Matavao there on the catch. 3rd and inches. It's going to be a play action. Georgia trying to get after him, and they do, and it's a fumble. The sack from Jordan Hall picked up by Jalen Walker. Georgia back out on the field here. And it's an empty set here for Gunnar Stockton. He takes the snap. Going to get that over to London Humphreys, who makes the catch through the hard contact there. Georgia looking to get on the board with a touchdown. Gunnar Stockton, 3 wide receiver set, Delp in the slot. It's a carry to Etienne. Etienne bursts forward, takes it up to the 2. Georgia looking to silence this crowd early in this one. Bunch set. Roderick Robinson takes the carry, and he gets into the end zone. Georgia up 2 scores early, thanks to the defensive strip sack. Able to get Georgia into good field position, and they have increased the lead. Take a look at Roderick Robinson's touchdown here again. Woodring's kick is up, and it is good. 10-0 lead here for Georgia. Little past the midway point of the first quarter. Not at all the start that UCLA was looking for so far this season or in this game. Alexander takes that for a touchback. Martin in the shotgun takes it, and it's a draw to Harden, who's able to make Ellis Robinson miss. Takes that for a gain of 3. They've got Georgia with just 1 linebacker on the field, so it's obviously the look they're wanting to create. It's a carry over to Harden, who is going to be wrapped up by Aguero in the open field. It's a 3rd and 4. Georgia are almost able to get the stop by Kristen Miller on the injury, but Martin with a good pass out, able to beat the man covers there and get that ball completed to Braden Pagan. Martin again, 3 wide receiver set. He's going to get sacked again. Jordan Hall continues his strong start to the season. 2nd sack already in this game. Abusing this offensive line. Take a look at this play again. Yeah, guy tried to cut block him. Martin trying to scramble out. Jordan Hall chased him down in a hurry. Already 2 sacks for him in this one. Martin now in a 4 wide receiver set. Hands it off to Harden. Harden able to get past the first defender there. That'll set up a 3rd and 9. That's a pass just dumped off to the tight end. Immediately shut down by KJ Bolden. Bruised ribs for Kristen Miller. He should be fine, but we'll give him some time to get ready. Georgia forces a punt. Nitro Tuggle takes the punt back, takes it up to the 25 where he is brought down. Almost sounds like the Roman Reigns theme there. Tobias in the backfield, Delp sent in motion. Tobias gets the carry. Got a little bit of running room there. Takes it for a gain of 3. Probably could have kept going outside on that. Branson Robinson now back out there. Gunnar Stockton. It's a handoff to Branson. Branson able to fall forward. A gain of 3 there as well. Stockton, Roderick Robinson, it's a 2 tight end set. Takes the snap, dumps that over to Lucky. Lucky's able to take it for a 1st down. Lucky already with a couple of grabs in this one. Three wide receiver set. Stockton takes the snap. Tries to set up a screen. Gets it to ETN, but it is blown up there by Kanye Clark. Read that perfectly. Now Georgia pretty backed up on this drive. 2nd and 14. Three wide set. Stockton takes the snap. He's going to go over the top, and Anthony Evans is going to score another touchdown. The safety did not play his spot. The corner's in a cover 2. And Anthony Evans just flying down the field. Gunnar Stockton through the rain, able to find his man, Anthony Evans. 2 catches, 70 yards, and a score now already for Anthony Evans, and Georgia's up 17-0 as that was the last play of the first quarter. UCLA in dire straits. Very crazy to see, at least early on, the difference between the performance against Charlotte for this defense versus this performance against UCLA. As Thorson boots it away. Alexander does take this one out. Wrapped up at the 16. And Georgia keep the good times rolling here on defense. Them getting pressure on Martin has definitely been the big thing. A couple of sacks. Sends a wide receiver in motion. It is a touch pass. He's able to get a little bit of room before he is finally brought down officially by Raylan Wilson. That was the tight end on the little jet. Or no, excuse me, that was Alexander, number 89. This is going to be a read option. Martin gets a big first down there. Now Julian Humphrey dealing with an injury. Well, it shows Kristen Miller. Shotgun set. Sends his man in motion. Tries to pass it out. Read by Bowles, but Harden is able to make him miss, but it's still a loss of yardage on that play. Martin drops back to pass it again. Errant throw. Try to get that over to Xavier Staples. Humphrey dealing with a foot contusion. Yeah, we don't want to put him out there with that. Means we'll see a little bit more of Daniel Harris. Empty set here for Martin. Going to try to fit that in, and it is picked off. Dalen Everett in the right spot at the right time again, and he does not outrun the offensive lineman. A very errant throw there for Martin. Dalen Everett with another interception. He is having a hell of a start to the year again. As a senior, decided to come back instead of heading to the pros. And he is making the most of this season. It's now a bunch set here. Gunnar Stockton with Roderick Robinson. It's a carry to Roderick. Able to fall forward for a gain of 2 there. Kristen Miller now has a foot sprain. So I did have 2 guys get hurt on the same play. Excellent. 3 wide receiver set. London Humphreys set in motion. Humphreys trying to take it wide. Will take it for a first down before he is run down by Stevens. Gunner's been perfect so far. Is now ETN back out there with Stockton. And it is a carry for ETN. He's got some pretty good running room there. Takes that for a gain of 7. UCLA has appeared helpless so far. Stockton, it's a handoff to ETN. ETN going to take it down to the 1. See if we can't get ETN a touchdown here. Out of the shotgun. Stockton is a handoff to ETN. That is a touchdown. Georgia burying the Bruins in this first half. What a game-to-game difference. We bludgeoned Oklahoma State. Struggled to put Charlotte away. And now burying the Bruins on the road. This Thorson kick is again into the end zone. Alexander decides to take it out. He is run down quickly. Branson Robinson and Nitro Tuggle on the tackle. Now a two tight end set, but they drop back to pass. Tries to throw it deep again, and that one is intercepted again by Dalen Everett. Want to take it inside the 10. Stop throwing it Dalen Everett's way. Just stop doing it. Stop throwing it his way. On the double. Tavares Tobias now. Out there. 3 wide set. Stockton hands it off to Tobias. Short gain there. Now a 3 wide receiver set here again. Out of the shotgun. Tobias still out there. Tobias gets the carry, gets blocking. Defender was able to get off of it. It's a 3rd and 3 now. 3rd and goal from the 3. Stockton sends his man in motion, takes the snap. Gets that out to Dylan Bell. Dylan Bell gets the blocking he's needed and takes it in for the score. His 3rd touchdown reception of the season. Georgia pulling away from UCLA and really quieting what was a very loud crowd that first drive. UCLA has been dreadful. 3 turnovers in this first half from Martin. They have not gotten many stops at all, even just a couple of plays. Alexander almost breaks that one out. But this has been a very, very rough outing for the Bruins, to say the least. He does get this pass off. Martin does complete it to the tight end, tackled by Raylan Wilson and Jordan Hall. Matavao. This is now a pass out. That one was a dangerous pass. Julian Humphreys could have maybe jumped that, but it is completed to Alexander. To play action. And Martin's just going to throw the ball away. UCLA will be forced to punt again. Martin's 11 passes have gone for 32 yards in this game, and he's been sacked a couple of times while fumbling and throwing 2 interceptions. So a dreadful start to him after he's had a pretty good start to the year. This crowd is already just extremely quiet. Stockton takes the snap, sets up the screen to ETN. He gets a block. ETN goes out wide. Tried to spin off another defender there. Excellent play on the screen from the 2024 running back of the year. Stockton hands it off to ETN. ETN, big run for a first down. As we now see the 5th running back of the day, Glenn Easy. He takes it. Easy unable to make that defender miss, but it's a gain of 5. Nice job there on that run. ETN now back out there. Stockton takes the snap, and Stockton's going to get sacked. Looked like Stockton was getting prepared to scramble. It does get run down before he's able to do so. Stockton takes the snap. He's going to try to fit this one into Tuggle. It's knocked away. Georgia, for the first time, gets stopped on offense. They will be forced to punt. Thorson kicks this one away. Georgia trying to get down there to recover it, but the ball is going to roll into the end zone. Martin in the pistol. It's a handoff to Harden. He is tackled down by Jordan Hall, who is having a career day. Pistol set here again. Nowhere for Martin to throw. Eventually he gets sacked for the third time by Jordan Hall. Broke a tackle there, but all for naught. It's a 3rd and 26 here. It's just a run to Harden. Georgia obviously is going to stop it. They will call a timeout and try to get this offense back on the field. Punt is away. Tuggle gonna have to call a fair catch, but Georgia nearly at midfield to start this drive. Stockton in the shotgun. He takes the snap. He's going to just dump this one off to Humphries. Humphries able to grab that one. Gain of 8. Stockton doing a lot of hot routes here. Stockton going to try to loft this one to Dylan Bell. Knocked away. Good play by the defender. I believe that was Marshall. It is, yes. And now we have a 3rd and 2. Stockton in the shotgun. Just going to hand this one to Etienne. Etienne could not get to one of the 2 holes as Keanu Williams shuts it down. Thorson boots this one away now. And it is taken for a return by Alexander. Georgia's been stopped now on back-to-back drives. Gunner tried to take his deep shot to Bell. Got the matchup they were looking for there, but good play by Marshall. Send the wide receiver in motion to play action off of that. He tries to take a shot again. This one's knocked away by either Aguero or Everett. They're going to say it's Everett. Everett's had a hell of a first half. Him and Jordan Hall have dominated the UCLA offense. This one is dumped off. Tackled down by Raylan Wilson. That was Piggin on the catch. Martin dumps this off to his tight end, tackled down by Bowles. He tries to dump this off to his running back again, brought down by Ellis Robinson. Martin trying to scramble, brought down by Damon Wilson on the backside. It's a run from Martin, tackled down. Should be the end of this first half. Tuggle calls the fair catch, and Georgia goes into the halftime up 31-0 on the road. Just a dreadful first half for the Bruins. Anthony Evans with a long touchdown. The offense has kind of sputtered the last two drives, but already being up 31 points, it obviously hurts a lot less. So see, that was the Evans touchdown. This is a run for Roderick Robinson. Georgia now kicks it off. UCLA taking it out. That is Robert Lasco, one of their young wide receivers there on the return. Start of the third quarter. It's a carry to Harden. He gets wrapped up after a gain of 5. One of the better carries of the day for Harden from a yardage perspective. Pistol set. It's another carry to Harden. This time he's wrapped up by Daniel Harris in the backfield. Pretty much negating all of the first down play. It is now a 3rd and 9. They try to set up the screen. Wilson reads it, but Harden makes a nice maneuver. I don't know if that's going to count as a fumble, but as of right now, it is. Either way, I don't think he got the first down. Let's see if they decide to challenge it. They do not. That is going to be a fumble forced from Bowles, recovered by Wilson. It's a handoff to Roderick Robinson. Robinson breaks the first tackle, takes that for a gain of 9. We now see Branson Robinson come out there. 3 wide set. It's another carry to him. Keanu Williams able to get off that block. It's now a 3rd and 1. And now a third different running back on the 3rd play of this series. Stockton. This is just a straightforward. Tobias gets the first down. Just 15 yards on 5 carries for him so far. They keep Tobias out there. Little off-tackle play. Tries to get through that tackle there. Does take it for a gain of 4. Excellent tackle by Stanley Ellis there. Georgia stays under center. Stockton takes the pass. Tries to fit that in Anthony Evans. It is completed for a gain of 4. It's a 3rd down. Third and 2 from the UCLA 8. Stockton takes the snap, gets it to Humphreys, but it gets dislodged. Georgia's going to have to kick a field goal. Woodring's kick is up, and it is good. Georgia now up 34-0. Thorson boots it away. Alexander takes it out, tackled down at the 15. Can Martin in this UCLA offense just get any points on the board? It's a carry to Harden, tackled down by Ingram Dawkins for a loss of 3. They can't block the Georgia front consistently. That's really putting them in bad situations where Martin, in the rain at least, is not showing that he can really make that many plays, as he's going to be sacked by Jalen Walker. Finally, a covered sack there. Martin clearly frustrated with how this game has gone. It's an empty set now for Martin, 3rd and 14. Martin takes the snap, tries to get that out. Either dropped by Harden or knocked away by Humphreys. I think it's just a drop on Harden, though. UCLA quickly goes 3 and out. Tuggle now back on the return. Calls the fair catch. 3 wide set. Stockton hands it off to ETN. Just a gain of 2 there. Georgia started off really running the ball well. It's been a little bit more hit and miss here recently, but ETN with a big carry there on the stretch play. Tobias now out there, Stockton under center. Straight dive. But the man, Achiampong, is able to get off the block. Georgia now going to be looking to get some of this yardage back. Stockton, 3 wide set, takes the snap. He tries to dump it to Dylan Bell, but he gets hit quickly there by Davies, who utilized his speed on the blitz. For Georgia, obviously no reason to put the ball too much into harm's way here. Stockton want to take it with the pump fake, tries to set it up to Delp, who catches it down to the 2-yard line. What a play for Oscar Delp on the 3rd and long. Take a second look at this play. Gunnar Stockton tried to utilize the pump fake. Just an amazing throw there to Delp. What a throw. What a throw. Excellent, excellent play there all around for Georgia. Now down at the 2, ETN in the backfield with Stockton. It's going to be a carry to ETN, who takes it for a touchdown, and Georgia continues to expand their lead. It is now 41-0 Georgia. This has been completely different defenses in all 3 games. The offense has been good the whole time. Don't get me wrong, but it's been just a completely different look for this Georgia defense on a week-to-week basis. Martin. It's a handoff to Harden, who breaks a tackle. Best run of the day for Harden. Certainly too little, too late. Really nice effort there on that run from him. 3 wide receiver set, Martin. It's another handoff. This time gets some good blocking again, but it's brought down by Jordan Hall after a gain of 5. Feels like Jordan Hall's got 15 tackles today. Martin. Takes the snap. It's a handoff to, oh no, it's a play action. Able to get that out. Did not get that ball to Gilmore out on time. I've been calling Gilmore Alexander this whole game. I apologize. Had something wrong in my notes there. Hard to keep up with everybody that I play playing so many different games in 2 dynasties. So I apologize. I've been calling him the wrong name the whole time. But Martin back out here in the shotgun sends Gilmore in motion, and it is a jet pass to Gilmore. Gilmore able to beat the angle of Aguero there. Really nice maneuvering, and UCLA is driving. See if UCLA put some points on the board. That's a run by Leo Kemp, the fullback. Gain of 2 there. Harden now back out there. That'll be the end of the 3rd quarter. Georgia is going to win this game. The defense now looking for a shutout. Turnovers have killed UCLA. I mean, it's not like Georgia's offense has just been unstoppable from a yardage perspective. It hasn't been a whole lot of long drives. 2 Everett interceptions have set up short fields, a couple of fumbles. That ball is completed to Gilmore. We got a lot of the Georgia's second unit is now out there. So we see, the entire backup set is out here. We see C.J. Allen make a nice play there. Martin and the UCLA starters still trying to make plays. That ball is picked off by Bowles. Martin should have never thrown that pass. Bowles was all over that drag route the whole time. Able to pick it off. Martin, just a dreadful day. Just an awful day for him. Puglizny is now out there to carry to Roderick Robinson. Robinson takes that for just a gain of 1. We now see Tobias. He's going to get the carry this time. Gets good blocking. Runs over the safety. Takes that for a huge carry. Tobias showing off all the skills he's got in his repertoire there on that run. Now back out into the shotgun. Got 2 wide receivers on the field. Puglizny takes the snap, or 2 freshman wide receivers on the field. Sorry, that's what I meant by that. Tuggle makes the catch there from Puglizny. I mean, you might as well see what some of your youngsters have here. 3 wide set again. Got the freshman Kenny Boyce on one side, Fernando Cantrell on the other side. They send Boyce in motion. It's a screen pass to him. Boyce with his first catch as a dog. Takes that for a gain of 6. Really was trying to redshirt a couple of these guys, but I think if I put them in there to be redshirted, they will play up to their 4th game in these blowout situations. Puglizny to carry to Branson, and then I guess maybe they won't show up beyond that. Branson there with the first down run. Puglizny hands it off to Branson. Branson with good blocking there, takes it for a gain of 7. Georgia letting Puglizny throw a little bit, but this is, of course, definitely a situation you're trying to run out the clock as well. It is a handoff to Roderick Robinson, who deleted Malafu there. Holy cow. He did like his best Captain America hitting the first bad guy in a movie scene there. Holy crap. Puglizny takes the snap. Tries to get that to Jaden Riddell. Makes the wrong read there for Puglizny. Now we see Tobias as the Dogs come back out under center. It is a carry to Tobias. Tobias breaks the tackle, delivers a blow, and goes into the end zone. The Georgia backups pretty much just as good as the starters. They may end up hanging a 50 burger on UCLA, 48-0. I'll give this to Matt 10. When it comes to this slider set, you never, I mean, the game feels great. You just don't, you get a kind of a mixed bag of what you're getting. I like it. Obviously, I'm not trying to blow out every good team that we play, but the fact that I can play Charlotte and Charlotte can compete with me for literally the entire game as Ellis Robinson officially makes it a 50-burger for Georgia there with the pick six. But yeah, it's like you come into this one, we score first, get a strip sack fumble, and it's like the momentum is now all us, and this game just gets carried away. It's very similar to what happened with the Oklahoma State game. Charlotte didn't make those first half, mistakes, and were able to make big plays that kind of keeps, it's like it's a behind the scenes momentum thing, I guess, is what it feels like to me. And it's like UCLA and Oklahoma State, like in those two games, they just never had that. Where it's like when I played Ohio State on these same sliders, and obviously Ohio State's a better team than UCLA and Oklahoma State, but it's like I was never able to get full momentum, right? We just looked good, and then all of a sudden, once Ohio State flipped it, it led to me having to put together, a last-minute drive, literally, to win that game. So you're getting like a lot of different looks. To me, the biggest thing really is how the quarterbacks play. Martin's been dreadful in this game. A fumble and 4 interceptions now. He's just been really bad. He has. And it's like, Will Howard didn't make a whole bunch of mistakes against me. That is an outstanding play by the freshman Nate Naylor, who were also, he may not be the one I'm trying to redshirt. One of the safeties I'm trying to redshirt right now. But, it just, you really never know. And it's like, even in that slider set, I played the Charlotte game, had audio issues, replayed the Charlotte game. I blew them out pretty significantly, something like 42-7 or something. And then replayed it and then couldn't really stop them offensively as we get a sack from Justin Williams, uber athletic linebacker that's a little bit farther down the chain, unfortunately for him. A middle linebacker getting some edge rush looks though here with the second unit. Martin back to pass. He's going to dump this off. Bowles with a kind of a bad angle there. Now their wide receiver Staples is hurt. But yeah, you never really know, I guess, what you're going to get. Like UCLA in this one, without all the short side of the field turnovers, this game is not obviously near as bad as that's going to be a touchdown. UCLA gets on the board with a touchdown pass, not to Alexander, but to Gilmore. Still don't know how I messed that up, but that is the score for UCLA. At least they do not end in a shutout. So yeah, I'm still testing the theory of moving things up to Heisman. I've just heard, kind of bad things online with the computer gets super comebacky and all that stuff. I just don't really want to deal with that. I'd rather the game just play clean here at the All-American level because I think it's the best, more ratings-based setting of the game. But, we'll see if any of these trends kind of continue here. I had a couple, even though some of the scores in year one ended up being blowouts, some of them were really close into the fourth quarter, and a couple of plays really swung things. So, yeah, I think All-American, for the most part, plays great. I think some of these blowouts that we've seen, so far this year in this season have just been situations where, the computer makes mistakes, and I'm playing as Georgia in this series, who's a top flight team. They're going to punish you for making those mistakes. So, like in my opinion, I'm just doing what I should do. We have the 2-minute warning. Tobias there with a good carry. Roderick Robinson takes that one for a gain of 3. Georgia just looking to run out the clock. But I guess that's just kind of where my head is at. Like, I'm certainly not scared of Heisman. That's what I played on in NCAA. I played on All Madden, no Madden. But All-American felt really good out of the box. And sometimes you just kind of deal with games like this. I mean, they happen in real life. Georgia's done this to many teams the past few years. And that's kind of the negative of playing with Georgia, right? But they're my favorite team, like I said in the intro episode. Tobias out here for the 3rd down to put the game away. Tobias with a nice run. I really like Tobias. I mean, I think he is going to be a major player moving forward. Even if we get this 5-star in this class, like I think Tobias is the future like lead dog of this room. Trying to do the best I can to get all these running backs touches. Try to get Branson one more snap. And he gets wrapped up just a gain of 1, but Georgia comes away with a 55-7 win, just bludgeoned UCLA for this entire game. But Glisney was able to get some action. ETN with 2 scores. Just utilized a lot of running backs and getting off to a big lead. We see the Ellis Robinson pick 6 there. Yeah, this was Anthony Evans with a score early in the game. That was kind of the one where it felt like this was definitely going to get away from UCLA. That was a score that put us up 17-0, if I'm not mistaken. It was all downhill for UCLA from there. Let's take a look at the stats. 427 yards to their 194. I mean, obviously, we're beating them in every category. We were much better than them on 3rd down. We didn't face a whole lot of them. But UCLA turned the ball over 6 times. And that's really all there is to say. I mean, on MAC 10 sliders, you know, the interception stuff were turned down. It's just one of those days for UCLA. Martin, dreadful, 20 for 30, 177 yards, 1 touchdown, 4 interceptions. Why am I showing their stats first? All right, come on now. God, these menus can get frustrating at times. Gunnar Stockton, 13 of 17, 198 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Again, just a day we didn't have to throw the ball a whole lot. Puglisi, 2 for 3, 17 yards. Stockton's been good. You know, the deep ball has been fine. Has not been as big a worry as I thought it was after the first game. Tobias ends up leading the way again here on carries, 12 for 79 with a score. ETN, 11 carries, 61 yards, and 2 scores. Roderick Robinson, 8 for 33 and found the end zone. Branson, 7 for 29. Easy takes his 2 carries for 16 yards, and Stockton did get sacked 1 time. London Humphreys, 4 for 49. Anthony Evans, 3 for 74 and a score. ETN, 2 for 20 through the air. Lucky, 2 for 14. Boyce, first catch of the doll, 1 for 6. Another quiet game for Delt, but it was a hell of a catch he did have for 38 yards. Nitro Tuggle, 1 for 11. Dylan Bell, 1 for 3 and found the end zone. Just, I mean, when you're running the ball way more than I'm throwing it, it's just the game got away for UCLA. Obviously, I am a stat guy. You know, I'm trying to get these guys some stats for sure. Defensively, Jordan Hall, 10 tackles, 4 tackles for loss, and 2.5 sacks from the right end position. That's a way to make a name for yourself right there. He had a forced fumble. He should definitely be, I mean, unless somebody else had a better game, obviously, he should be Defensive Player of the Week here in the SEC, I would guess. Ellis Robinson, six total tackles, a tackle for loss, and the pick six. Damian Wilson, 6 tackles, 1 tackle for loss, and a sack. Jalen Walker, 6 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, and a sack. Braylon Wilson, 5 tackles. Julian Humphrey, 5 tackles. Troy Bowles, 5 tackles and an interception. Ingram Dawkins, a 4 tackle, 2 tackle for loss, half sack. Jalen Walker ends up with 3 tackles for loss and a sack. Tid with 2.5. Justin Williams, a tackle for loss and a half sack. And Pemba also with a half sack. Good to see him getting some playing time. And our interceptions were 2 for Dalen Everett, 1 for Ellis Robinson, and 1 for Troy Bowles. Nothing really standing out from the return game. Now we'll take a look at UCLA again. Again, Martin with a 4 interception performance. Did throw a touchdown there late. Harden 13 for 49, just put into bad situations. He did fumble himself as well, but didn't get a whole lot of help. Leo Kemp did have a 2-yard carry. Gilmore 7 for 93 and a touchdown. Matavao 5 for 29. Pegan 4 for 40. Harden 3 for 9 through the air, and Staples 1 catch for 6 yards. Blocking, they got beat up here a lot. 3 sacks given up for Somerville. Well, he's a freshman, but he's a highly rated freshman. But Knighton gave up 1 and Walker gave up 1. Let's kind of see who maybe their standout defensive player is. I mean, probably Williams had a good like 2-quarter part of the game. 6 tackles, 2 tackles for loss. Hart 2 tackles, a tackle for loss. Busick 3 and 1. Archeapong 5 and 1, and Busick did have the sack. Lee with 10 tackles, but no interceptions. Just a bad day for UCLA's defense. It's just a bad day for UCLA. But we will, we'll advance the week here. We'll take a look at the scores, take a look at the stats, just see if the Heisman watch changed any. I'm sure that it did, because that was not a huge offensive performance game from a statistical individual perspective. Wire recruiting's going very well. Coming off a 3rd national title in 4 years, you would expect it to. But yeah, let's take a look at the scores from around college football in week 3. Top 25, we had Oregon going on the road, taking down Oregon State. Texas A&M upsets what was, I think, the 6th ranked North Carolina State team. Michigan big over Central Michigan. Kentucky survives Eastern Michigan. Ohio State well over Ohio. Miami beats USF. Texas over UTEP. Texas is not looking that great. They are 2 and 1, and I don't think they've scored more than 24 points yet. Like, they're not looking great. The Arch Manning era has not been anything special. But Alabama 52-13 over Wisconsin. Penn State in a good win. LSU almost loses to Marshall, but do survive. Arizona over North Texas 48-35. Syracuse upsets Clemson in a good top 25 matchup 38-30. Rutgers continues to play really well in this series 33-29 at Purdue. Notre Dame over Boston College in a good matchup there 38-24. Utah over Wyoming. TCU upsets Kansas State. We, of course, beat UCLA, and Cal buries Minnesota. Take a look at the Heisman Watch, which Jordan Hall didn't win Defensive Player of the Week in the SEC. ETN moves up. Okay, a couple of touchdowns certainly helps. As Xavier Jordan, a redshirt freshman right now, is leading that for USC. Ty Simpson moves up, and Gallagher and Rayner were both 1 and 2. They move down to 4 and 5. Who is the Defensive Player of the Week in the SEC? Oh, Shamar Stewart. 6 tackle, 1 sack. He had 2 fumble recoveries, I guess, is the difference, but I think Jordan Hall was better than that. Let's Take a look at our season stats so far. Gunnar Stockton is off to an incredible start from an efficiency perspective. Obviously, the yards are way down from where we were last year, right? I know that. Had two games that have gotten away from the opponents pretty early, um, but he's been super accurate. I mean, three straight really good performances. I mean, we're just not having to throw the ball a whole lot. We're just not. But he's off to a really good start. ETN has been highly hyper efficient on the ground. Tobias is looking like our number 2 running back, but a couple of blowout wins, of course, leads to him getting more work. Branson has been good. Robinson's found the end zone a couple of times, easy, and then Stockton. Anthony Evans is, of course, our leading receiver. Already found the end zone 4 times on the season. London Humphreys has been good. Delp has been very quiet. I need to try to find ways to get him the ball more. I mean, he's not going to hit the stat line that he did last year, but I mean, coming off an 1,100-yard, 13-touchdown season, he's barely at a third of the yards per game that he was at. But again, we haven't had to throw the ball a lot. We're down like 115 yards passing a game right now. Dylan Bell has got 3 touchdowns on just 7 catches. Have not been, I'm not getting. There's not throwing the ball a lot. I need to stop saying we're not getting people the ball. We're just not having to throw the ball a lot so far. ETN, of course, has been valuable through the air. Tuggle, Lucky, Easy, and Boyce. Did Cantrell not get a catch? Cantrell's catch may have been in the Charlotte game that I had to re-record. Okay, so Boyce is the first freshman who I am trying to redshirt to get a catch outside of Easy. Allowed 2 sacks through 3 games. Been from right guard Kelton Smith and Monroe Freeling. Raylan Wilson at 21 tackles, a tackle for loss, and an interception. Jalen Walker 19-7, 3.5. Jordan Hall 18-7 and 2.5 after that monster performance. Bowles 17 tackles, 1 tackle for loss, and interception. Bolden 15 and an interception. Ellis Robinson 14-3 and an interception. Taylor Everett had 5 picks through 3 games. That's asinine. So yeah, Jalen Walker and Jordan Hall leading the way in tackles for loss, and then sacks. Damon Wilson at 4.5, Jalen Walker 3.5, Jordan Hall at 2.5, Christian Miller 2, Tidd, Williams, and Pimba, and Yates all at 1. It's just a couple of guys with 1 interception. Then Everett obviously really standing out. So far, our defensive touchdown, only 1 of the season's gone to Ellis Robinson. So yeah, it's a bye week. You know what? I'll just keep y'all here. We will got 80 hours to use here in recruiting. We're trying to get, what is his thing? Proximity to home. Okay. So I will just plug in another 10 since I have some hours available. Trying to get, he's a stud running back. We're really pushing for McGinnis, putting all the points I can into him right now. McNulty, we're looking good for. Denapoli, looking pretty good for him, using all the points I can use, at least right now. Montreal, we have been overtaken here. It's a vertical threat tight end I really want to bring in for the future, having a more athletic guy. I brought in 2 tight ends last year, but they're both the blocking archetype. Yeah, I don't know what, I mean, I'm using all the points I can use right now. So we'll see. I don't know, because I don't know what his other pitch is. I mean, if it's coach procedure, championship contender, I mean, we're going to be just as good as South Carolina is. Maybe they just have more points they can use for tight ends. Looking pretty good here for Roche. Delvin Pride, looking good for battling out South Carolina for him as well. Let's go ahead and let's max out Roche. Etling is looking good there, looking good. Ohio State got a little bit of ground up there. Actually, let me take a look. While I don't have but 60 points. There may be somebody that's ready to visit that I could. Yeah, definitely have some guys here. So I think maybe so you get the same points for that as you do the like the hard sell. Let's try to save some hours here. I know, well, I don't want to do that because his proximity to home is not great. I really want to get Leonard in here, so we will pitch him for the Ole Miss game. Let's do pro potential. McGinnis wants to come. I might have to. Yeah, I only have 20 hours available, so let's come back over here. I mean, I hate taking points away just to schedule the visit. That does suck. Um, let's see if there's a couple like trainer 25. Trying to see if there's maybe some people that we can just take hours away from. But I'm recruiting like high end guys that other teams have been in on so far in this season. So I don't really have like a whole lot to. I don't just have a whole lot of points I can take away from people. This is probably going to be a battle that we lose here. He's a bust, but was definitely looking to get. I mean, he's one of the top. He's the number 3 ranked player in the class. But that's a battle that is not looking great for us. Yeah, we need to use all the points for these guys. So both of them I've got scheduled for a visit. Well, I got scheduled for a visit. Nobody's recruiting McNulty here. Shout out to the wire. Let's see if I can dump a couple of points there. So now I've got 35 available. I'd like to get one more person in for a visit set up. I believe we're having to battle LSU there. I mean, we could maybe drop, like 10 points down for pride. I really want him, but I need to. I'm trying to schedule some guys for visits. Combs, we really need to get. I think he's going to be the guy that I'm probably going to really push for here to get scheduled. Either him or R.J. Washington. Washington's a power rusher. What's my bigger need? Guard, I need to bring in 3 guys. Outside linebacker, I need to bring in 2. So we'll keep pushing the 65 points there. And I will schedule, who was the player that I was looking at? Wanting to schedule. I don't remember who it was. I thought it was his guard. I already have Etling scheduled for the visit. So, okay. So I got 45 hours available. Let's go take a look at ready for visit. Obviously, could send one to McGinnis, but I'm feeling pretty good about that right now. McNulty. Combs. Combs was the guy. Yeah. How was I overlooking that? We'll bring him in here. Big visit set up here for Ole Miss. So, yeah, we'll try to bring him in. What is his pro potential? Okay. I have 5 hours to utilize again. Again, we'll just start this off at the top. Delvin Pride. Yeah, we'll go back and put that'll be, I can't put any more against him. That would be just 20 points. I do have, I can hard sell him. This is why I typically don't do this live, just because it's not the most entertaining while I'm sitting here just talking to myself, trying to figure out what I want to utilize these points for. And so now I can take that away, put a full 25 there. That runs out all of our hours. We're not technically maxed out on time for him, but yeah. Now we'll be able to fast forward another week. Let's see if we happen to get any commits, and we do. Delvin Pride, the 5-star gym right tackle. Huge. We are still struggling for Antoine there, but so I got a guy that's at risk of transfer in there. My passing yards have not been very high so far this year. So our next game, we finally get our rematch against Texas. Yeah, I was hoping to get a chance to play them again last year. An absolute classic shootout. I mean, one of the best games I've ever played in my life. So go check that out if you want kind of just something to look forward to as we're getting ready to play them. But again, thank you guys so much for tuning in this episode of the Georgia Dynasty. Sorry the game itself was not as entertaining as I thought it might be with it being a road game. But yeah, super excited to be still for this game to be out. It's still crazy that we've made it. It's roughly a month since it came out. But like it just as much as I did when it started. If you like the content, obviously like and subscribe. Check out my Tulane Dynasty. Leave me any feedback on ways that I can improve. And yeah, until next time, thank you guys for tuning in.